You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. Make a choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Deep be hating and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm painting. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice. They all wanna follow me, cause I got my foot on the opposition neck and ain't no apologies. 100 yards, you know I own all the property. Daddy's home, you know I own all the property. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the proof. You gotta choose. You like the...
On a gorgeous southern afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Atlanta, Georgia, and inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Atlanta Falcons. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Let's go now.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. Well, this defense for the Cards, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football.
Man, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now, because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Following the interception here, Mariota. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive? Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, The NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Again, Murray will keep it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, 35 yards. And the Cardinals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Cardinals 14, Falcons nothing.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 37.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Set, ready.
Running left, Taylor. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Here we go, set.
And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And this will be a Falcons first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And it'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game, but it's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Still 9 remaining on second down. They'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. There's the stiff arm. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Koo knocks this one through the post, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
They're on 17-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And his throw here's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Ready?
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. He's going to pick up the first down and then some. Touchdown, Falcons. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that as he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
They're on the 26-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That one covers 29 yards. First down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side. 2nd and 7. He gets this one complete to Bowden. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. To throw is Murray. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
They'll fake it to Connor. Now Murray. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Here's Connor on the read option. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They'll run here with Connor, and this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and goal, Murray. And Hopkins has got it. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
Falcons 10.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready up.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll look to throw here. His throw incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. He's got a man. Complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Running straight ahead, Taylor. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Fights through him. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
To the right side, this is Taylor. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him, end with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Shoves him aside. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play. Sometimes whether he's open or not. I think this time, he's definitely an or not.
First and 10, it's Patterson. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And they will get to him at the 7 and stop him short of the 1st down marker. They'll run for it. It's Taylor. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Malik McDowell able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Murray a give. This is Connor. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. 3rd and 10.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Murray now to throw. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. Take it at the 37. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Got his man. It's London. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on fourth down, a change of possession anyway. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. And now here's a carry heading left. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
2nd and 5. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. They turn to Taylor on 4th. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And this Cardinal defense comes up with a goal line stand. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. Takes it at the 7. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40.
Well, this has been a close game throughout, but that return can help them gain the separation that they've been seeking throughout the game.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. And some room to work. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. He wanted that end zone. Powerful running, but he couldn't quite get there.
And that's going to really make him upset. And right now, there's no way he's letting a coach take him out of the game. He's going to want the ball again, so he actually does get into the end zone, hopefully on his next carry.
And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Connor is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Circle that drive, because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes, because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game.
Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds Taylor, complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 36. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there, because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They run behind center with Connor, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On play action, Mariota. Caught by the tight end, Ertz.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
An expecting pass. Murray now. Able to find Isabella. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure this.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. They picked it in the end zone. They're glad he brought it out all the way across midfield into enemy territory.
And don't think for a second that some teammates didn't tell him to stay in the end zone, right? What he did there, to me, was the equivalent of baseball. Running through the third base coach's signal to stop at third.
It's only good if you're safe.
And he ended up, to me, this counts as safe. That's a great return.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it third and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throwing over, and it's Taylor on the out route that completes it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it up.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. You talk about certain guys just having a nose for the end zone. He's one of them, and he was not going to be denied there.
And defensively, especially in the red zone, you've got to be able to at least slow him down and hold on for dear life. But he's able to get out of a couple of tackles there, and not enough people got there in time. Pretty poor on the defensive side of the ball.
Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. On 2nd down, Connor looking. Now the ball comes loose. And the Falcons say they have it. They do. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half. And that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security. And none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On the handoff, Taylor. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now back to throw, escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And that is no good. And that will keep the lead at 8. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now a throw here to his running back. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So both teams trade touchdowns in the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Mariota. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Lorenzo Carter able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Well, this is intercepted. They get Ritter for the 3rd time. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal 1st down. Connor up the middle. And he'll get it inside the 35. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
62 yards rushing now for Connor and a 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Down to the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Throwing on first down is Murray. This will be caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Cardinals. Rondale Moore from 10 yards out. And the Cardinals are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football.
Well, let's face it, Brandon. They're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen. And if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder. Because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. A Cardinal first down on a gain of 13. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll take this down to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
On 3rd and short to get to the tight end. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. On 1st and 10 is Counter. 81 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And he's got it. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. They'll try to run this one in. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cards have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. And that is what you call lowering the boom down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 3rd down, here's Patterson. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
Let me get a little nautical with you, partner, because to me, that looked like a feeding frenzy of sharks out there. As soon as that play imploded, they all smelled blood in the water. Everyone screaming downhill, trying to get in on the hit for a big loss.
And my goodness, another interception. Jalen Thompson picks it. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on